Ojen yojin nup jam sam pe mage sardong bora yatsen shogin nu drunye pe majun neje sudra Godu kandro magpoko Kehi Jesu dak drugi Jinji lapchir shek susol Guru pema siddhi Ojin yojin nup jam sam pe mage sardong pola yatsen shogin nung drubye pe majun neje sudra Godu kandro magpoko Kegi Jesu dak drugi Jinji lapchir shek susol Guru pema siddhi Ojin yojin nup jam sam pe mage sardong pola yatsen shogin nung drunye pe majun neje sudra Kodu kandro magpoko Keki Jesu dak drugi Jinji lapchir shek susol Guru pema siddhi Om Ahung Benzar Guru Pema Siddhi Hung 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 Om Ahung Om Ahung Om Good morning, good morning. I'm glad you're here. I am glad to be here as well. This rare and precious opportunity, don't squander it. Show up. Be here now, as the great Ram Dass taught us. Be here now. So let's remember, as we begin this weekly practice, this morning practice, that it's about presence. It's about awakened awareness in this moment. This is the most important moment. It may not seem like it, may seem like an average, mundane moment. But practicing being here and now, you will be here and now for every important part and every mundane part equally. Equanimity. There is no more important moment than this one. So bring your attention, bring your focus to here, now. You can use your breath, you can use an object, maybe your mala beads, maybe aware of the pressure between two fingers, to help you anchor your attention and your attentive awareness here. Because why? Because we get distracted. It's our conditioned nature to take trips into the past and the future, maybe to ruminating thoughts or something just curious thought, those Googleable thoughts. Why do they put the plastic tip at the end of the shoelace? Google it. So instead of getting lost in those thoughts or getting lost in projections of future or ruminations of past, we stay here and now, present. We can even think about those things when appropriate, but we do so with intention. Everything is with intention. So with that, we'll intentionally ring this bell 3 times, and we'll let that sound and vibration call us to here and now, this most important and precious moment. We'll begin with the path-clearing and wish-fulfilling prayer to Padmasambhava, followed by our refuge prayer, twice in Tibetan, once in English. Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Nungdro Kunda Dewa Chen Poja Barche Kunsel Dudu Drakotsel Solwan Depso Jinji Leptu Sol Chinang Sangwei Barche Jiwadang Sampalunji Drupa Jinjilub. Precious Guide, one with all the Buddhas of the 3 times, blissful presence and source of all spiritual accomplishments, fierce destroyer of illusion who dispels every obstruction, we pray to you for blessing, inspiration, and realization. Please remove all outer, inner, and secret obstacles, and spontaneously fulfill our aspirations. Sangye Chodang Soki Choknam La Zhangju Bardu Dagni Kapsu Chi Dakji jin so gi pei so nam ki drola pen shir sang ye drupar sho sang ye chodang so ki chok nam la Zhangchu bardu dakni kapsu chi dakji jin so gi pei so nam ki drola pen shir sang ye drupar shok. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom, for the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. The great Yogi Milrepa sang, "My body is the holy mandala itself, wherein resides the Buddhas of all times. With their blessings I'm freed from all needs and attachments. By day and night I offer them up. Happy am I to do without material things, knowing that all beings in the 6 realms of samsara are inherently Buddhas, and all the 3 worlds the self-creating, measureless Trikaya Palace. Whatever I do is the play of the Dharmadhatu, ultimate reality. Whoever I'm with is the Yidam deity. Wherever I stay is the Buddha's abode. Happy am I to forego outer supports, rituals, and symbols." So as we begin this practice of settling in and settling down onto our cushions, remember that our attentive awareness in this moment is what we're cultivating. We're planting the seed, we're watering it with our loving kindness, compassion, and attentive awareness to cultivate that which brings us to the feet of enlightenment. Bring it here and now, and we cultivate it without any obstacles, without the resistance of preference or bias, just allowing So close your eyes and straighten your spine. We start with natural body, not too tight, not too loose. Upright. Not lying down if you can help it. That leads to sleeping. Sitting up. Special attention that we're releasing any mental or physical tension. Just do a quick body scan, head to toe. Look for any tightness, any resistance, and relieve it while you can as you begin to settle. Move around a little if you need to. This is not a competition of how still you can sit, but instead to cultivate this stillness that helps you to sit. Natural breath and energy means we're breathing fully into the lower lungs, into the belly, aiming toward the solar plexus, about 2 fingers below your navel. Allowing the long, slow, deep breath. I say breath like the ocean. Let it come in waves, coming and going, coming and going, going and coming. No resistance, just allowance. Let it be. Naturally. Our third natural is natural heart mind. Openness, curiosity, joy. Open to this experience, whatever it is. Noticing the rarity and preciousness of this human experience. So you're here and now. What to do next? Start with your breath. Breathe, relax, center, smile. Just let everything come and go. You're not here to fix anything, cure anything. Just be. Be with an honesty that you don't often allow. Let it through, let it be. Authenticity. This is not your labels. This is just being. Being this interconnected, relative and ultimate form. So there's nowhere else to go, nothing else to do or undo, nothing to fix, fabricate, or manipulate. Nothing else to do but be in this moment. Pure and total wholeness and completeness. Brought to you by your focused attention and awareness. Just let it go. Let it fly. Let it come and go. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 By the blessings of the Triple Gem, may the minds and hearts of all beings be attuned to the sublime Dharma. Bless us to move forward on the path of true understanding. May the way be cleared of all impediments. Bless us that the elusive vision may appear in the light of the transcendent wisdom of Buddha. May unskillful thoughts and actions cease to arise. Bless us with the awakening of true love and compassion. May all beings realize perfect enlightenment. So according to the Lojong teachings, there's 4 foundational practices that we should train in. And I want to point out first, I'm going to take them out of order a little bit because I think sometimes the context helps to set the intention for the other 3. But the first, and you hear me say this, maybe you heard me say it as we began to meditate, and with our intention and invocation for the meditation practice, was to really focus on this precious human opportunity that we have. I heard Mel Robbins, motivational speaker and author, say in her TED Talk that our chances of being born are about 1 in 4 billion. And I didn't research that. I took it as as an estimation and a prediction, as I would any other statement like that. But if you think about that 1 in 4 billion chance of being born, and being born to your specific parents in your specific body and circumstances, that's similar to the odds of winning the Publishers Clearinghouse giveaway. I think theirs is 1 in 6 billion, but give or take a couple billion. How unlikely it seems that we would win the lottery or win that Publishers Clearinghouse giveaway, that $1 million, $5,000 a week for life, or whatever it is, whatever. The unlikeliness that would take place. Yet, that is the chance that it took for us, each of us, to even be born in this experience. Sometimes we get a little lost in the relative experience. We talk about that a lot. That relative experience of human existence. We get caught in the thoughts, and we get caught in all the doing. So that precious human opportunity, Lama Surya Das says in his Nundro, life is precious and not to be squandered or harmed. Killing time is like deadening ourselves, so meditate as fast as you can. May we make life meaningful through relational mindfulness and the generous path of altruism. Remember that everyone wants and needs the same as you. Cherish well this opportune vehicle of this rare and precious human life, this lifeboat, this great vehicle. Don't just seek a safe little harbor. Far better to build an ocean-going vessel, an ark even. So I like to begin talking about those 4 foundational practices with that preciousness of this experience, not taking it for granted. Sometimes it feels like it's mundane and maybe cumbersome, but that's part of the experience. So bring your attention to your preciousness, this opportunity not to squander. We also understand that impermanence is an unavoidable factor in our experience. Everything which arises settles. Everything that comes together comes apart, and then comes back together in another way. Nothing is lost, but nothing remains the same. Continually merging and melting. So this impermanence is one to understand within this precious human existence. It helps us to remember not to squander each moment, but instead to be present, be wakeful, aware. We also know that there is suffering. There is suffering in our experience. And as we gain our understanding of that suffering, we understand that it is attachment that brings forth that suffering. Attachment. Attachment to things. Attachment to self. Attachment to beliefs and ideas. And when they're taken because of impermanence, they don't last because of impermanence. Or maybe there's the fear, even while it's occurring and blissful and wonderful, that it's going to leave. That we hide it away, try to keep it from being stolen or lost or broken. We understand our suffering. Suffering equals attachment. So we seek to understand our closest attachments first. Our own attachments first. The fourth, and again out of order, is karmic patterning. This karmic reality that each action or inaction causes yet another. Each time we do something, say something, think something, every breath leads to another and leads to the last. First breath leads to the last breath. The number one cause of death is birth. Understanding that everything we do matters. Everything that we say matters. Not just when we're being kind, but when we're being cruel or judgmental. Understanding that karmic patterning is part of that suffering role. So we seek to understand these four foundational practices: the suffering struggle, karmic patterning, this precious human opportunity, and impermanence. They're hard. They're hard to focus on. They're hard to understand. They're hard to allow. They're hard to allow that they exist. We push them away because they feel uncomfortable. So we distract ourselves with Netflix or potato chips. Whatever your distraction may be. Maybe it's something more simple. Maybe it's your walk in nature where you do the la 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 la. I hear nothing that bothers me. I see nothing that bothers me. I just go hide. These are all part of attachment. Attachment and aversion are the same. We push away those things that are not to our liking, part of our bias and preference. That's the nature of attachment. So we start to understand that and see it for what it is. And really, friends, that's the understanding and the beauty in those foundational practices is understanding them, being aware of them, not trying to stop their occurrence, because they occur, because we are human in this experience. Those four things are aggregates to our experience. So when we can see it, use your intellect to see what comes naturally, the isness of the is. Seeing it for what it is, so that we can not get hung up, not get pulled around by those aggregates. Instead, they can be present and we can be aware. Understanding that our conditioned action is from response, and the response is born of resistance to what is uncomfortable. So when we can master our understanding, our seeing of those aggregates, we can see that impermanence feels uncomfortable. Karma feels uncomfortable. Yes. So when we see it as it is and still find that grounding, that wholeness, completeness, because those aggregates are there and our understanding is there to accompany them. Hold their hand, not that let them run crazy down the path, but we all just walk together. It's important to understand and to take those insightful moments where we begin to see ourselves, see our role in what our experience is, what's being displayed for us, what are we focusing on, what is our role in all of this, what is your role in this? Ask yourself that question. Pop the question and then let it go. Let it come back to you like a boomerang. Toss it out there. Launch it. Let it come back. Come back with understanding. Important. Important. So, that's the first piece of the Lojong teachings. These are important on our path, important to have insightful understanding. So as you sit in your meditation practice, it's always good to begin with that understanding that this precious human experience should not be squandered, and that we shouldn't get hung up in what feels uncomfortable. Look at it with a little bit of wonder. Lama Surya Das says, breathe, relax, center, and smile. Smile. Try that. Try that when you're contemplating these foundational aggregates. When you feel discomfort arise, smile. Smile with understanding and knowingness. That there's wisdom in that understanding, compassion. The two wings of our practice, wisdom and compassion. Smile. Smile and let it be what it is. Let everything come and go. Let all of that come and go. The moment we get hung up is the moment we trip on the obstacle, face first in the mud. Smile. It's just mud. Oh my goodness. So, we've got a nice group. I see a nice group of people on our Zoom satsang. So if you're on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, or you're viewing us on the Kansas City Buddhist Center website, jump over to that website, kansascitybuddhistcenter.com, pick upcoming events, and click on today's event to join that Zoom meeting. That's where our satsang happens. Satsang is question and answer for all intents and purposes. You can ask me anything. Ask me anything about your practice. Today we're going to talk a little bit about those four aggregates, and maybe specifically that precious human experience. So, as we begin to close this morning, I'd like you to attach your awareness to the words that I'm saying. Listen. Listen with your need for understanding to the four dharmas of Gampopa and Longchenpa, the prayer for 10 accomplishments by Lama Surya Das, and our bodhicitta dedication. Bless and empower us that our minds and hearts turn toward the Dharma, the teachings. Bless and empower us that our Dharma practice becomes the path. Bless and empower us that that path truly dispels confusion. Bless and empower us that that confusion itself dawns as primordial awareness. The prayer for 10 accomplishments by Lama Surya Das. May we realize true sincerity and integrity, inner purity of mind, dispassionate equanimity toward all we see, right understanding of this dreamlike world and the next, loving compassion toward others and the genuine intention to be helpful in alleviating suffering and confusion. May we directly perceive the truths of impermanence, mortality, and interconnectedness. Relinquish wandering thoughts and rampant desires. Accomplish freedom of mind and clarity of spirit. Remember with gratitude those who have gone before and shown the way, and vow to reach together full and complete enlightenment. Zhong Chup Sem Chok Rinpoche Makye Panam Kegyur Chi Ke Panyam Parme Bayong Gong Ne Gong Du Pelwa Sho Zhong Chup Sem Chok Rinpoche Makye Panam Kegyur Chi Ke Panyam Parme Payam Gong Ne Gong Du Pelwa Shok May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened, body, speech, and mind directed toward awakening and for the benefit of all beings, without one single exception. Right. Well, we are going to jump over to that Zoom satsang, and we'll begin that right now. So if you're on any of those other channels, as I mentioned earlier, go to kansascitybuddhistcenter.com, click on the upcoming events and today's satsang, and join us.